Righty, ladies and gentlemen, as you're all aware, Wuthering Waves has a pretty big update coming out in just a couple of days, and there are likely many individuals out there who have some questions regarding the collaboration, questions regarding the banners, the units, the sonatas, gearing, weapons, all of that. And our goal for today, ladies and gentlemen, is to just go ahead and answer those. So what I did was I opened up a thread in my Discord community. You could go ahead, click the link somewhere on the video to go join yourself. I opened up a thread in my Discord community to just have a general Cyberpunk Q&A. And what we're going to be doing today is just going through and answering every single one on here that isn't a piece of shit, because sometimes I have bad experiences with Discord questions. So without further ado, let's get it started. All right, first question. Hi. Apparently, I blocked this guy. People get hacked all the time. I just blocked every person that like sends me a hacked message. You know, like every time you get a DM on Discord and it's like some person talking about Mr. Beast. Yeah, this guy's retarded because he clicked that link. Anyways, their question, and remember, this is from a special person that got hacked. That's like the mark of shame. If I have to reveal your message, that means you got hacked and you're low IQ. And now everyone else knows you are too. Skip Lucy and pull for S2 Lucilla. Why would you need to skip Lucy to S2 Lucilla? And second, you don't even know what an S2 Lucilla does. Okay, this is a dumb question. Yeah, this question doesn't make that much sense when we don't know what any of the kits do. Now, planning to S0R1 Lucy. Okay, great. This is not going well. This is not going well so far. But there are a lot of questions here, so we'll get past the shitty ones. Unk, which is your personal favorite Cyberpunk collab unit? I like Lucy's ultimate. It's very, very, very cool. I mean, there's only two of them to choose from. I like Lucy more than Rebecca because her ultimate is like 2077, and I haven't seen Edge Runners yet. So 2077 is what I know, and so Lucy is what I know. Also, her ass is kind of fat. All right, Unk, did they reveal their kits? No. And this is a big concern over here for a lot of individuals out there. Big concern. We have gotten no details. We only have about 2 days and 20 hours left until the timer at the time recording, until the banner disappears, right? We've got no news at all about either of the collab characters' kits or their weapons or their Resonator showcases. Nothing. So do keep that in mind. The details surrounding these characters' kits, the guides, they're all probably going to be delayed a decent amount. Because one of the big things that happened for this patch, this update, is that there was a big change to the beta within the last, like, 48 hours. And the end result is that a lot of individuals are not going to be prepared for the release of this update. There are a lot of CCs right now, like burning the midnight oil to get themselves good to go. It's very stressful time, and that's due to the massive lack of information that we currently have right now. So that's my response to, did they reveal their kit? The answer is, hell fucking no, they didn't. All right. I came back after a 6-month break, and I don't have 3.0 characters. No tuned ones. Pulling for Lucy with 145 pulls. Any tips afterwards, or will I brick my account? I'm a veteran since launch. So this would be my initial advice to you. The banners in this update aren't actually that good for a returning player. Some would say that they're actually fucking dog shit for a returning player. And the reasoning for this is simple. Lucilla is one of the most unrecommended new player pulls I think I can make in the game, because she is a Hiyuki support and an echo damage support. And if you don't have Hiyuki or echo skills, damage dealers, Lucilla is going to be so fucking useless on your account, it's going to be crazy. The other character is Cardathea, and if you don't have Chakota, Cardathea is useless to pull. So for a new player or somebody coming back, the collab characters are oddly enough probably going to be the best ones to pull, because the characters in the second phase don't work, literally cannot function without another teammate. That's not on banner. While the Cyberpunk units are meant to work with each other. Lucy's the main DPS, Rebecca's the sub DPS, right? And also, their sets are really easy to build. All you need is one piece for the Adams Smashor fight, and that's it. And it lasts 32 days. So I would recommend this for your 145 pulls. You pull a copy of Lucy, you get your copy of Rebecca for free, and then you go for Lucy's weapon. you should easily, even with the lost 50-50, you should be able to get Lucy, her weapon, and then just run Rebecca with a static mist, or if you have any left over, you can get Rebecca's weapon too. But I don't know how good Rebecca's weapon is actually going to be compared to static mist. It might just be fine. So that would be my recommendation, because you should not be pulling Lucilla, and you should like not be pulling Cardathea if you're coming back from a 6-month break. That sounds like a fucking recipe for disaster. I'm going to be real with you. That sounds terrible. Sounds like a bait. You'll sabotage your account. Pull the collab units. All right. Do you think the Cyberpunk collab will bring more new players than 2.4 did? Potentially. Potentially. Because this is one of the big issues. Fantasy is a lot more popular than sci-fi. Everyone knows it. There's no lie at all. It is generally within like a gaming medium, especially gacha gaming medium. There are gonna be way more people interested in fantasy. And so this collab over here is a full-on sci-fi level collaboration. There's no really if, ands, or like buts about it. However, it's still mainstream enough that we have people like 10Z, the guy that like is mainly known for getting cucked, right? Like that guy over here is talking about how he might get addicted to woo-wah. And you've also got like another situation where I think there's like you got BTS, Jungkook, K-pop stars advertising the game for free to 21.9 million followers on Instagram. And you got that 1, 2. Ladies and gentlemen. That's a bit rough for other games, but very good for woo-wah. And so that's my response to the whole new players. Still to be determined. I don't know if the draw of fantasy versus the hype of the collab, I don't know which one's actually going to be bigger. We'll find out though. We'll definitely find out. All right. Should I go for multiple copies of Lucy, 160 pulls on the character banner, or should I go for her weapon? You should see what her weapon does first, because her weapon might actually be way better than phasic homogenizer. And if that's the case, then you're going to want her weapon. And you can also kind of just probably take a look at calcs, see what the information does. Would an S1 R1 Lucy be better than an S2 R0 Lucy? Who knows? But that information should hopefully be available for you by the time you're pulling, so you can make that decision. Basically, what I'm saying over here is, well, wait for the calcs so that you can decide what's going to be the best bang for your buck if you have a limited number of resources. I think it's very simple. I will pull both S0 and R0. Okay, great. Guys, this is a Q&A. This isn't Dear Diary. Okay, this is a Q&A session where you ask questions, not, hey, Dear Diary, this is what I'm going to be doing on the collab. Because this is a Dear Diary, this is my plan. Great. Who asked? All right, if you S6 Rebecca instead of Lucy, can you make Rebecca the main DPS and Lucy the sub DPS? I don't fucking know. Hi, Unc, I'm such a big fangirl of your content. I should have skipped that. What would be the best strategy for small spenders like me when pulling the banners? Should I go with the double top-ups or the new bundles next patch? So, the new bundles next patch are some of the most cost-efficient packages we've ever had in woo-wah history. And let me just actually make sure I go out and show that to you so that I'm not saying just a bunch of shit. So, we got the details over here. These are some of the packages that are going to be available in the Cyberpunk collaboration, and they're extremely cost-effective. They're extremely cost-effective. I'm not going to mince words about it. $15 for 10 character pulls, and then basically, well, 400 asteroid, which is like 2 character pulls. That's really, really, really good. $5 for 5 pulls is also really, really, really good. And the same sort of deal down here. The only comparison you need to make is to the active bundles that are actually in the game. Do you want to see what $30 gets you here? 15 pulls and 500 astrite. So you can see, right? For $30, you get this in the game. But for $15, you get 5 less pulls and 100 less astrite for half the price. Do you see what's going on? For half the price of the $30 one, you only get 5 less pulls and 100 less astrite. But this is also the other thing. Guys, if you have your double top-up bonuses ready... Oh, shit. Let me just fucking... Give me that shit. Anyways. Sorry. I got distracted. If you have your double top-up bonuses, I think a lot of people forgot how these work. These just give you all the same amount. You can see over here, 1980 Lunite is... Or, sorry. 3280 Lunite, $49.99. 6480 Lunite, $99.99. And you can see that the bonus that you're getting across all these packages, they're the same. You get the same Astrite per dollar buying the $1 package that you get for buying the $100 package. You get the same amount of Astrite per dollar. So my recommendation is clear out the smallest packages in your top-up bonus first so that you minimize your spending. Clear out these ones first. See how many pulls you need, and if you need more, then obviously buy the next package. But if you only need a few, there's no reason to buy this big package. You're getting no cost savings buying this one. It's only after you buy all of your top-up bonuses, it's only after that the $100 is a way better deal. So do keep that in mind. Also, yeah, I guess the $1 and the $5 ones are technically slightly worse. Yeah, and I guess technically this one's a little bit worse too, because if you doubled it up, it would be like, you'd be like 20 below. You get what I'm saying, right? It's just, don't bother buying the fucking $100 one is basically what I'm saying. Buy these smaller ones first. It's like the differences are, you know what I'm fucking talking about. All right, now, what do you think was Kuro's biggest mistake for the collab? What could possibly take back some players from saying this was the best collab in the history of gacha games? I think it was potentially not releasing the character animations before some of like the big leaks, because they're not as much hype for. It feels like there's not as much hype for the combat showcases and stuff, and it right now I feel like the mistakes that they're making include like delaying all the news surrounding the collab units and the characters and the kits. We got nothing. All we got right now, right, is info surrounding the characters like profiles. There's one combat showcase for Rebecca. There's no details on the weapons. There's no details on the kits. There's absolutely nothing. And for some players, right, that have been asking the questions, hey, should I get S whatever Rebecca? Hey, should I get S0R1? Those questions can't be answered because we have no details surrounding what's in the fucking patch. But we only have 3 days left on the banners. So remember how I said, wait for calcs? Wait to see what the weapon looks like. Wait to see what her kit does. Well, if this was a normal release schedule that wasn't getting delayed, we'd have all that information already. Which is what makes this feel a little bit weird. Because all of these things that players typically need to make like a good decision regarding what they're going to be pulling, we have typically a couple of days before the patch launches to at least orient ourselves, right, to what we're going to be spending on. But right now, there's no info. And we might just get all of it like a day before release, which would be fucking wild. But that might be what's actually happening over here. So yeah. Now, I was planning for S3R1 Lucy and S0R1 Rebecca, or maybe I should get some few dupes of Rebecca. Oh, okay, great. Okay, so this is another Dear Diary post. It's going to be embarrassing when I call people out for making Dear Diary posts. Just saying. So like, if you want to get called out for making Dear Diary posts, then keep making them, and I will make fun of you. All right. For someone who is free to play, aiming to get dupes at the 160 pull mark, but has, say, like 90 to 100 total pulls worth of Astrite during the entire 3.4 patch, is it better to pull on the character banners instead to get more corals and save up on the weapon side with the standard weapons? So, you need to see what the character weapons do, unfortunately. I don't know how strong Lucy and Rebecca's weapons are. And to make the judgment, hey, you could just use the standard weapons instead, you can't really do that without the calcs. And with everything being delayed, like I said before, do you see why some people are probably getting a little bit antsy? Do you see how the delays over here on Kuro's end, giving us the kit, weapon details, all of that, is a little bit dicey? Yeah, because we are all just kind of like sitting out here, all these individuals. I can't answer your questions, and it's not my fault. Blame Kuro. How dumb do you think this is? I'm playing to grab just Lucy with no signature weapon. I don't know how dumb it is because I don't know what her sig does, since they probably aren't going to be that strong, which I don't mind because I just want to own her. But after pulling Chisa for my Hiyuki, I'm down 119 pulls. Wait, so you're down 119 or you only have 119? This is, what is your diabolical wording over here? Are you down to 119 or did you spend 119 pulls for Chisa? I'm going to answer the question under this context. You have 119 pulls left. Because if I answer under the context of you spent 119, I don't know how many you have left. So like, is it 0? So if I don't know how many you have left, there's no way I can even answer your fucking question. So I'm going to assume you have 119 left, right? Do you see my logical reasoning over here? You see my hey, I'm trying. Y'all can't communicate for shit. Anyways, if you're planning to go just Lucy with no Sig, if you win the 50-50, you will have only spent like 60-something pulls to get Lucy. So you could just go for her weapon if you win 50-50. If you don't, then don't go for her weapon and just get the character. If you win 50-50, go for the weapon. If you don't, go for the character. Wouldn't it have made sense to make this Q&A after their kits were released, whenever that will be? No, because I don't know when they're going to fucking release it. So you know how I'm asking the question over here, or you know how I'm answering questions with, I can't really tell you whether or not the standard one is better. Yeah, I can't tell you whether or not this is the right thing to fucking do because I don't know when they're going to be releasing it. Yeah, you feel what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I can't answer that question because I don't know when Kuro's going to release it. Let's read this next one. Would it be a good idea for Kuro to run back another collab after season 2 of Cyberpunk is finished, or should they go with an entirely new collab candidate? I think they have potential to go with like a more continuous IP, and like sort of like a partnership with CD Projekt Red. I think they could definitely do S2 depending on how popular it is and who the standout characters are. But naturally, I think a lot of people, knowing it's CD Projekt Red, are already thinking about like Witcher collabs, Ciri, Geralt, Yennefer, Triss. Like straight up, bro, you could put all 4 of them into Wuwa and people would like come. All right. Now, next question. Do you think 2-piece 1 cost for Lucy Spectro damage is better than attack? Say Spectro set versus Real Splice memory set, attribute buff versus pure attack. So this is a good opportunity for us to have a conversation of when attack is better versus when damage percent is better, because there is a time and a place for both buffs. And the calculation is very, very, very simple. You want the stat that you don't get in your kit or your weapon. That's basically just how simple it is. You want the stat that you normally can't get at a baseline. And so attack is typically the one that isn't valued as much because attack is really easy to get in this game, right? You'll get attack from people like Mornier. She's gonna buff attack over here. You'll have attack from Verena. You'll have attack from Shorekeeper. And of course, you'll have attack from the massive number of sub DPSs that are in the game where they might have things like Static Mist over here. I know this is Spectrum Blast, but you get what I'm talking about, right? And they have buffs like, I don't know, this one. So it truly does depend on just how Lucy's kit is designed. If Lucy has a lot of built-in damage buffs, damage percent buffs, right? Such as a character like Jancy. Jancy just comes in and then has, oh yeah, by the way, 20% spectral damage bonus over here. This alone, her just having this is enough to make it so that a 3-cost attack is better than the 3-cost spectral. Because, well, 3-cost spectral gets 30% spectral damage, right? She just gets 20% from here. And so it's kind of like actually better to go for an attack 3-cost in this situation. So yeah. Basically, the more Lucy has damage buffs in her kit, damage percentage, the more you're likely going to want to run attack. However, the more attack that's built into their kit, the more you want damage percent. So that's going to be that one. Now let's move on. I know I didn't really answer that question. I just gave you the knowledge that you need to answer the question yourself when you read the kit. All right. Unk, watch Cyberpunk. Would there be a David cosplay? David's Mexican. Will there be an oiled up Lucy cosplay? Lucy's a woman. Oiled up Adam Smasher. That's actually possible. All right. Should I pull for the new standard rectifier for Lucilla? Bro, I don't fucking know what Lucilla scales off of. Bro, I don't know what Lucilla scales off of. So no. Especially considering what the standard rectifier is, bro. This is the most cursed weapon I think anyone's ever seen. Straight up. What is this thing? What is this garbage, bro? Read it. Read what it does. Attack and ER. Main stats. And then, attack buff, followed by, after somebody uses a Tomb Break, you gain a 12% attack and 12% basic attack damage increase. What the fuck even is that? Bro, what even is this? Who's supposed to use that shit? I don't fucking know. Now back to the, Wait, who got fucking terminated here, bro? Wait, remove the person from the thread? Jesus Christ, you fucking killed them. All right, should I pull for the new... blah, blah, blah. What weapons can you use instead of the Cyberpunk character signatures? Okay, so one thing that we know about the Cyberpunk collab units is that they both use pistols. Rebecca uses a pistol, Lucy uses a pistol. And the idea over here is that you have two of the best standard weapons in the game for pistol users. The first one being Static Mist, which, with the effect of, well, amazing crit and attack stats, so it's just great as a stat stick. It also provides ER, and then also an attack buff to the incoming Resonator who receives the wielder's outro. It's perfect for sub DPS characters. Rebecca is also a sub DPS character that like summon... I know this is Lucy. Lucy's the main DPS. Rebecca is a sub DPS character. So, you have the sub DPS weapon for the sub DPS unit, and it should work on her. Like, there's very few universes where a sub DPS pistol user will not be able to use Static Mist, because it's got everything that a character would want. And I hope that Rebecca's signature is better than this, but it could very easily be a Lene situation, where Lene's signature is one of the most useless pieces of shit in the game, because it makes her harder to build, and like, a lot of people just prefer using Static Mist, because Static Mist has that ER main stat in it. That makes her way easier to build, and then the deltas between having your sig and having this is like not really that. It's not enough to be worth pulling unless you really are trying to get like top 1% DPS in a single player game where it doesn't matter. So yeah, you get what I'm talking about over here. The next weapon that people are going to be able to get is, of course, Phasic Homogenizer. And this is where I think a lot of people are trying to decide whether or not they want to get Lucy's signature, because this thing is really good. It's got attack, crit damage, great base stats, and then it just increases attack by 12%, competitive stat, and then after a Resonator in the team casts a Tomb Break skill, the wielder gains a 20% all attribute damage bonus, which theoretically works on any main DPS because everyone in the game can cast a Tomb Break skill. You kind of see what's going on over here? So a lot of people are thinking that they could just get a copy of this and use this instead of Lucy's signature. And you might very well be able to do that. However, if you are going to be at the point where you decide to skip the sig, you probably want to know what their sig does so that you're not missing out on something you might actually want. So yeah, that's my personal take, is use those weapons. They should work at a baseline, but we don't know how much better the signatures are going to be. Did you watch the anime yet, or are you going to stream it? I would stream it if I could, but that sounds illegal. Should I use all my ass rights for the collab? Depends on how many you have left. But, yeah, if you want to. I don't know what the characters probably are coming back. How much polls do you think the devs will give us in this patch? Some people are, like, for some reason, like, not counting collab polls. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the numbers, like, it's a 32-day patch, so I think between 90 to, like, 90 plus. If it was like 85 plus, I mean, I can't get too mad about that one in a 32-day patch. Yeah, it's a 32-day fucking patch, bro. That's not particularly very long. Anyways, that's what I think over here. Can you name 10 characters from Cyberpunk Edgerunners without Google? No, but I can name 10 characters from 2077 without Google. We got male V. We got female V. We got Hinako. We got Idris Elba, Panam, River, Takahashi, the Japanese guy that, like, finds you, right? The Japanese guy that finds you. The two Arasakas. You got Big Daddy Arasaka, and then you got Little Baby Arasaka. The what's it called? Yeah, Takamura, not Takahashi. Yeah, I already said Hanako from Embers. And then you also got, I've already said so many of them, bro. You got the lesbian Judy. That's why you got male V and female V. Bro, each V can only romance certain characters in the game. That's why male V and female V are different characters. You can't romance Panam unless you're male V. You can't romance Judy unless you're a lesbian. You gotta be female V. So I count them as separate characters because they have separate mechanics. Yeah, that's how I know you guys are LARPers. Anyways, that just shows that I actually know what I'm talking about over here when I played that game. Just how about you just get off my fucking back? I played 2077 for like 100 hours. You watched 10 episodes, and you're calling me the LARPer. I played 100 hours of the game. You watched 10 episodes of an anime, and you're calling me a LARPer. Bro, I didn't even say Johnny Silverhand or Adam Smasher. I didn't even say those two. I went for the fucking obscure people. Show Steam. I played on Goj. Fuck off. All right. All right. Their pull value, and are they 3.x character power level? We'll answer those later. Is Lucy, Rebecca, and Shorekeeper Verita a good team comp? I don't fucking know. Why don't you go find Time Traveler saying go ask him this question? All right, moving on. Do you think the collab units will rerun again soon after their banner ends? No. The only chance that I see these collab units coming back is if we have a Cyberpunk Edge Runner Season 2 collaboration, and then the old banners just come back with the new characters. That's what I could see happening. That would be cool. And it would be neat if they did that while also releasing a Edge Runner support. And so you got like a full edging team. You know what I mean? Does Cyberpunk team need S1 Mornier to work efficiently? I don't fucking know. You could probably make it cook with an S2 Shorekeeper too, bucko. How much value does Lucy Rebecca can add to your account compared to Lucilla? So this is my take. Lucilla can add 0 value or a lot of value to your account. It depends on what you have. For example, if you don't have Hiyuki, Lucilla is an echo skill damage buffer and a Hiyuki buffer. If you don't have Hiyuki, or you don't have any characters, right, that deal echo skill damage, she's useless. What do you want me to fucking say, bro? Like, you need to have the characters that Lucilla can buff for her to be useful. And this is one of the shitty things about Lucilla. You need to also not have Chuyan, or if you have Chuyan, you need to have multiple echo characters. Does that make sense? So think about it this way. A lot of people have just Frolova and Chuyan and Cantarella. That's their team. They skip Sagrika and they use Galbreda in a different lineup. They don't use Galbreda with Chuyan. So the end result, right, is that like if you only have Frolova, you skip Sagrika, there's almost, and you have Chuyan, there's no reason to pull Lucilla. Because you would be using your Chuyan with your Frolova, and there's no need for Lucilla because she might replace Chuyan on the Frolova team, but then what's Chuyan going to do? So you need multiple echo skill damage dealers for Lucilla to make sense if you already have Chuyan. Now, if you have Hiyuki, then Lucilla becomes a replacement for Lene. That's fair. Definitely fair, but you need to have enough people for Lene to support. So if you have like an Imyth, right? Yeah, maybe you go for it, right? Maybe you do actually go for it. But if you only have Hiyuki and you don't have any other DPSs for Lene to support, which is like odd because you probably should, then Lucilla's not going to be good either. Because if you're pulling her to free up a Lene who has nothing to do, then it's like, what the fuck are you doing? So essentially, Lucilla is only really a pull for like invested accounts. She can add a lot by freeing up some of the more popular and in-demand units on your roster. But unless you have multiple Liberation, like Lene DPSs, and you have multiple Echo skill damage dealers, Lucilla's not really actually going to do that much. But if you don't have Chuyan, you don't have Lene, she's a much better pull if you have the DPSs and you don't have the sub-DPSs. But what are the chances of that happening? Lucilla is like a late release in a sense. I feel like she's a little bit too delayed. If she had come out during like 3.0 or like 3.1 or something like that, if she came out during an earlier version, I think she would have seen a lot more use and have been like a lot more kind of like beneficial. But like the last Echo skill character we had was 3.2. Then it was 2.7 and then 2.5. Bro, this Lucilla character is supposed, like, one of her forms is meant to support 3.2 DPS, and then a 2.7 one, and then a fucking 2.5 one? That's a little weird. That's all I'm saying. Is it like her kid is a little bit weird to me. But I don't know. Maybe she'll broke it. Maybe we'll find out. So yeah. I came back after a 6-month break, and I don't have 3.0 characters. No Toon 1. Pulling for Lucy with 100. I think I already answered this guy's question. All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. You're definitely, okay. Fallen King over here. You're definitely using this as a Dear Diary section. You already actually posted your question before, and then you posted like, okay, I'm skipping all this shit. Will you ever stream a Carrie romance speedrun in 2077? Okay. You're just gay. All right. Assuming he can play Cyberpunk, his build might be the shit. Bro, it's a single, bro, are you out here trying to be a fucking Cyberpunk 2077 elitist? Wait, but Cyberpunk 2077 has elitists? Bro, it's a single-player game. What the fuck? Bro, it's got difficulty selectors. Oh my god. What a fucking loser. Anyone can play Cyberpunk. Melee builds are designed for the handicapped. I can confirm that. All right, what do you think of pulling for sequence nodes for Lucy? Well, you're gonna get one for free, so it does it really matter? It's probably gonna be, we're probably gonna release a video ASAP. Should you get Rebecca or Lucy's S1? It's really just that simple. Should you get Rebecca or Lucy's S1? Because most people will be getting that 160 node dupe. And so we're going to be analyzing just how good their S1s are on release and then, you know, dropping that shit immediately. Cool. 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 All right. Tell us something you don't like about the collab or think that could have been done better. They need to fix whatever they're doing in regards to the scheduling of the pre-release materials. This shit feeling so rushed right before the patch drops. No calcs, no kit details, no weapon details, any of this shit. It feels like everybody is going into this collab very unprepared. It feels like Kuro's unprepared. It feels like the players are unprepared. People can't answer these questions. People want to answer these questions. They want to know, be comfortable. People want to budget. People want to budget and have a plan for spending money or resources. A constrained, valuable resource. It's a natural thing that anyone would want to fucking do. Bro, if you like, bro, if you're going on a fucking date, sorry, that's not a good analogy for a gacha audience. If you're going to anime con or like Comic Con or something, yeah, for you fucking nerds, right? Yeah, imagine going to Comic Con for 2 days. You would want to set a budget. You'd want to know how much the ticket costs, how much the hotel costs, how much the deodorant costs that you're gonna be spraying around yourself constantly. Like, you want to be able to budget so that you know, right? Oh, I'm spending this much over here, this much over there. I need this, I need that, blah, blah, blah. Right? It's just a natural thing to want to do. And no player can actually, like, effectively decide, hey, I'm going to skip the weapon. I'm just going to use the standard stuff. I'm going to skip this. Just go for that. Right? Hey, should I get the S1, the S2, or S3? None of these questions can be answered, bro. None of them. And we have less than 3 days. There's less than 3 days left until this banner disappears. And nobody knows anything because the beta got updated in the last 48 hours. So even people that look at leaks, they have no idea what's even going on. It's funny. Everyone's in the same spot. Leakers don't know. Leakers don't know. Regular players don't know. And part of me even thinks that some employees at Kuro Games don't really know. Because, bro, half the shit that they should have posted isn't even here, bro. Where's the Lucy Combat Showcase? Where's the Resonator Showcases? Where are the kits? Where is everything? I can't see anything. It's like a fucking ZZZ 2.0 story quest. So yeah, that's what I think could have been done better about the collab. And I know I'm skipping this question. It's talking about reruns. I said season 2 of Edge Runners. Would you agree that the complaints related to the Cyberpunk banner are going to die out after seeing how much as 3.4 as a whole is going to give them? The complaints aren't real, bro. Nobody gives a fuck about them. Like legitimately, genuinely, it's like, I don't even know what to say, bro. They're the cheapest 5 stars in the history of the game. It is what it is. And if the patch as a 32-day patch gives a similar number of pulls as a 45-day, bro, what are you complaining about? Go, I don't know. Go channel that energy and like go like fucking make donuts or something. Make like pizza dough. Fucking like you need to go like smack something. Go smack like some dough or something, bro. Like there's no reason to be this upset. And I cannot believe that legitimate players are getting this mad. I just genuinely think it's mostly AstroTurfers because they're mad that their collabs and their games are performing like dog shit right now. Bro, how much do you bet that there are legitimately angry Enfield players? Because you know nobody's playing that game. Bro, you know nobody's playing this game. How many Enfield players do you think are just so mad that they're just like sabotaging every other gacha right now because there's... Hey, let me hit it with that sweet refresh. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, moving back on. All right. Honestly, instead of the Edge Runner sequel, I think doing Woo-Wah Edge Runners in 2077 would have more hype. Yeah, that sounds neat. Okay, guys. Hey, Saint, isn't Lucy... Why did somebody comment donut? Anyways, hey, Saint, isn't Lucy basically a must-pull for free-to-play players since we get 22 free collab-only pulls? Like, if a free-to-play player used those free 22 pulls on Lucy banner and didn't get Lucy and didn't use asteroids to further pull on the banner to get Lucy, then those pulls are wasted. You should have enough on this banner. You should have enough on this banner to get to the pity just from the pulls in the patch. And the idea is that if you didn't save enough, if you didn't save like 60 fucking pulls or like 100 pulls heading into the collab, you weren't planning on pulling the characters. So like now you're basically saying, oh my gosh, I now have to pull the characters when I wasn't planning on pulling the characters. So this problem only exists if you weren't planning on pulling the collab units. And if you weren't planning on pulling them, don't pull them. Stop making this stop bro, like you're out here manufacturing your own problems. Bro, this would be like, imagine that this is this. The 3.4 patch has an extraordinary large asteroid count, right? Let's just say that the 3.4 patch gives 100 pulls, and then Kuro Games just throws 20 collab pulls at you for free, just in the mail. You would have retarded kids like this saying, Kuro Games gave me 20 free collab pulls, and so if I don't pull on the collab, now it's wasted. Them giving me those 20 pulls in the mail was predatory. Because, like, the collab banner is disappearing. And so they gave me 20 free pulls. I'm going to spend them. And if I don't get the character now, since they gave me those 20 pulls, I'm going to waste them. I'm going to waste the free thing they gave me. I can't waste the free thing they gave me. Guys, collab banners disappear. And the nature of collab banners is that everyone expects them to disappear. And if you feel like getting free pulls from the devs is like FOMO to the point where like you need to start pulling on the collab banner now because you got the free pulls, you're so retarded, it's crazy. You're so dumb, it's crazy. Imagine spinning free pulls into the game's predatory. That's what you're doing here. You're spinning free pulls into the game's predatory. Legitimate homeless mentality. All right. Blah, 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 blah. I have Hiyuki's wheelchair comp, but no Chisa. While only having 30k asteroids and wanting Lucilla for her, do you think I will need Chisa? I would highly recommend. It. Like, it's probably a good idea to pull Chisa. Because if you're using Linné and Mornier for Hiyuki, then there's a lot of other characters that are not using that team. Namely, a unit like Imith, which likes the Linné Mornier team way more than Hiyuki does. Like, she likes that team way more. Luke likes Mornier way more, so on and so forth. So, yeah. I mean, if it works for you, it doesn't really matter that much. And if you don't plan on getting Imith, it doesn't really matter that much. But, like, yeah, like, it's, she is a very, like, Chisa has 3 top teams right now, and Hiyuki's one of them. So, I mean, you just decided. It's just, it sounds like your supports are getting spread a little bit thin. All right, I got Lupa for Imith. Sure, I guess. So you just... Do you not plan on, like, ever... Okay, you know what? Hey, do whatever you want, man. If you can clear, you can clear. It's a choice you can make. It's just, I guess you're just only going to be able to play those teams forever then. That's just kind of the situation. You're just never going to be able to play like any other teams other than that if you don't pull Chisa. Great. You're going to be stuck with Lupa, Imith, Mornier forever. If that's what you want, go for it. Like again, you're basically just saying, like, hey, it's up to you whether or not you're happy just only having one team for all these units. Do you think Wu will be in the Summer Game Fest? They're literally there. The Kuro Games is listed on the Summer Games Fest lineup. So, like, yeah, you're dummy. How strong do you think Lucy will have to be? I honestly, 3.x DPSs are, like, pretty powerful, but I don't think the collab units should be meta warping or top of the damage list. I think collab units should be comfortably, like, in the top 25% of damage dealers, but definitely not the top 10. All right, what's your opinion on the duration of the collab? Is it fair or FOMO? 32 days is a long time for a banner. It's the longest banner we've ever had in the game, and don't really know what else to say about that. It's the longest banners we've ever had in the game, and also the cheapest 5-stars we've ever had in the game. Kits are not out yet, but with all the pulls and pulling event, isn't S3 Lucy with free Rebecca and your general third slot basically similar cost to any S0R1 premium team? Is it fair to compare them that way? Not really. I think it's fair to say an S1R1 Lucy is the same as an S0R1 Lucy, In a similar sense, I think that a Rebecca with a static miss can be counted as 0 characters. So I guess in a theoretical sense, yes, because you're counting the number of 5 stars, right, when you consider cost. And I guess an S0, R0 Rebecca is 0 cost. So if you're going for, like, actual number of 5 stars, I guess, yeah, if you're running S0, R0 Rebecca, well, that's 4 or 5 stars. So S, yeah, maybe. This is just getting into, like, some nerdy speedrunning shit. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, you go, this is like comparing dick sizes. This is like, this is not like a boys sleepover comparing dick sizes. It's gay as shit. Oh, yeah, my 5-cost team did better than your 4-cost team. It's like fucking nerdy little speedrunners just, like, comparing clear times. Like, bro, like, who's actually having those conversations? Who's actually having those conversations, bro? About, like, cost, like, about, like, team costs and shit like that. And then, like, endgame clears. All right, next one. Do you think Yohu will be viable since Rebecca deploys a turret? She will never be viable. The fuck? Are we on crack? Should I just use a new account? It's literally asking if you should re-roll. Probably not. Like, I don't see re-rolling as a good idea, like, any time, unless, like, you really fucked up. You have Mornier and Zodi and Phoebe. Or maybe you should re-roll. Jinsey, Lupa, SK, Mornier. Actually, I would re-roll your account. It looks pretty shit. I'm gonna be. You don't have Lene. You have as your sole DPS. Zodi and Phoebe. Jinsey. Nah, this account is kind of shit. I'm gonna be honest. I'm impressed at how bad this account is. Like, I don't think there's a single team comp on here. You have a Jinsey with no coordinated attacks. You got a Lupa with no other fusion units. You got Zodi and Phoebe. Which I know you're not playing them. You're not playing them at the level you need to actually clear anything in the game. And so the only team you have is Mornier. Who's even your 3rd slot in that team? Like, what? Like, fucking John Shin? What, you putting John Shin on this with this Mornier? What the fuck? Duh, I'm not gonna, bro. This shit is cooked. I don't even know what you can pull in this patch, bro. Like, imagine trying to fix this account in the 3.4 update. Can't pull Lucilla. She's useless in this fucking account. Can't pull Cardathea. She's also useless in this fucking account. Like, bro, you're like, the only team you would have is the Cyberpunk one. Like straight up, the Cyberpunk collab is gonna be the only team you have in the game. You can run like SK Mornier, one of those two, and then Lucy Rebecca. That's impressive. Yo, the collab might actually save your account though. It will be the only team you fucking have. Damn, this thing is some dog shit. I don't know, bro. This shit is kind of bricked. So basically, what you did over here was you consecutively pulled a bunch of characters that don't work with each other. Or if they do work with each other, like Mornier and you missed the critical link between the two, which is Lene. And so it's like Zodi and Phoebe is low-key the only like actual proper pairing you have, but these two are so bad without the sweatiest quick swap on the planet that they're just not even a slight recommendation anyone should make for pulling. No fusion, no coords, no Lene. I don't, bro, this shit is bricked. I'm sorry. I give you all the reasons why it's bricked. You gotta... Even Noah couldn't save this shit, bro. He could have brought the biggest boat in mankind. He could have saved this shit. This shit is fucked. Is Lucy going to be better than the Spectral teams we have? Lucy is... I would put money on Lucy being worse than Daniel Luke. That's my personal... I think Daniel Luke is going to be better than Lucy. Because, like, Daniel Luke is, like, retardedly strong. It's like, oh my god, this thing does a disgusting amount of damage. It's actually unethical how much he does. I think he low-key, like, does more than Imyth sometimes. So, yeah. Unk, at 100k, will there be an oiled-up Jian or Namipon cosplay? A lot of people have been asking. I'm very excited as well. Big fan, by the way. Nick mentioned that he wanted to kiss you multiple times. What's... I'm not reading this anymore. If you don't need that Chang Li wig anymore, could you sell it to me, please? And also, don't wash it. I'm not reading that one anymore. Sate, are you taller than Rebecca? I don't know who isn't. Bro, isn't she like 4'9"? Bro, isn't she like 4'8" or some shit like that? Like 4'10"? Bro, she might be shorter than Carlotta. Do you think Wuwa will announce another collab tomorrow for next year? I don't necessarily think so. They might take a similar approach to HSR, where they announce the collaboration like... Maybe they'll announce it in like April, because people already know there's a relationship between Kuro and CD Projekt Red. I'm just hoping that it's a Witcher collab. And like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, bro, you really need to do a Witcher collab, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Get, like, Ciri's kit is too perfect for Wuthering Waves. Like Ciri and her kit, it's too fucking perfect. I'm sorry. Bro, her ultimate, like, one of Ciri's abilities is that she can travel worlds. Ciri, in canon, visits the Cyberpunk universe. Just so you guys know, in, like, the lore, she visits the Cyberpunk universe. I'm not even fucking joking. So, yeah. Maybe it's like a Ciri, Witcher, Cyberpunk 2077 collab. It's like all three of them at once. That'd be fucking wild. That'd be crazy. All right. Thought I'd ask this. From previous games, PGR heard the collab units DMC were undertuned. I don't know what's the case here for Woowa, to be frank. For free-to-play low spenders, what would be your pulling strategy if they're undertuned or if they're broken? So I think most people would just be like, if they're undertuned, I will get like one copy of them. And if they're broken, I might get more copies of them. Isn't this like kind of like a question that answers itself? Like, would you, like, I guess the alternative is, what answer did you expect? That there were going to be some people that heard the characters were weak and like, I'm going to S6 them now. Or what? Some people heard, oh, the characters are strong? Yeah, I'm not getting any of them. Yeah, I'm skipping them now. I heard that they were strong. Now I'm skipping. What, like, was that like, I feel like it's kind of obvious question. How to get an S0 R1 Lucy with 3k asteroids. Make a bunch of posts on Reddit talking about how greedy Kuro Games is for not giving you everything for free. That will surely work. Should I skip Lucy and get Lucilla instead if my account has a lot of Echo characters? Probably. Skipping Lucy to get Lucilla? I don't know about that one. Because Rebecca's free, and Rebecca is Lucy's sub DPS, so you build a whole team by getting Lucy. However, if your Echo skill teams are the only ones you actually plan on playing, that's where, like, Lucilla has to come in. Guys, it's not just that you have multiple Echo skill teams. You have to be constantly playing them. You have to be constantly playing your Echo skill teams for this shit to matter. If you only play one Echo skill team at a time in your TOA and your Weewa and your end state, there's no point. What's the point then of getting the second Echo skill support? You need to be playing like Frolova and Sigrika in the TOA. There's only a certain number of teams you can play at a time, brother. And most people would comfortably say it's like currently right now it's 6 teams you play. There are 3 Echo skill ones. Are you constantly going to be playing 2+ Echo skill teams every reset? And if that's the case, go for Lucilla. But if you constantly find yourself not, because like guys, I think it's really just this simple. I could just show you what my TOAs look like. I could just show you what my TOAs look like. And it's kind of like this. Guys, think about the DPSs you have in this game. You got your Hiyukis. You got your Kardatheas. You got your Imiths. You got your Luke Hersons. You got your Unos. You got your Augustas. You got all these units. And you're telling me that you're constantly going to be fucking playing Echo skill teams all the time. I don't really know about that one, bro. I don't really know about that one. Because, like, what? You use Hiyuki twice over here. Use your Imith twice over here. What? You got... Oh, yeah. Definitely need Lucilla for this, guys. Yeah, I definitely need Lucilla to take out this level 90 enemy on floor 4. You kind of only have, like in the TOA at the very least, right? You only need, like, really 2 kind of cooking teams. And if you're pulling Lucilla, it's to make that team cook. What about End State Matrix? If your decision to pull Lucilla is so that you can play one more End State Matrix run, that is definitely a decision. An End State Matrix run is typically like 8,000 points, I would assume, for a meta team. 7 to 9k points, right? So you're going to pull a whole new character, build them, spend all the asteroid and that shit to get 9,000 more points, I guess, potentially, right? 9,000 more fucking points in the game mode? I think that's crazy. To pull an entire character for 9k points. But if you want to, go for it. Because that's really the main use case over here. So yeah, okay. All right. Is it worth only pulling Rebecca Sig? Nope. Because I don't know what it does. All right. Yeah, no, I see there's a lot of questions flowing in now. I think we'll have a part 2. I think we'll save a part. I think this is a good stopping point. We're about an hour in. We'll simply just have a part 2 after kit details have come out, where we'll try to answer some of the rest of the questions over here. because it's been an hour. I think I've gotten through a lot of them. A lot of good questions, actually, despite the fact that we don't have a lot of details right now. And we'll revisit the rest of these. Probably get more into, like, some of the kits and, like, pull value sequence nodes and stuff like that for a follow-up that we do maybe, like, tomorrow or something like that. Let me know what you all thought. And, of course, if you want to join in on this discussion to get some of your questions regarding this collaboration or really anything in version 3.4, you can go ahead and you can get that sorted out by clicking wherever you need to in, like, my YouTube video or my stream and check the server out today. Peace out.